And hello, everybody. It is Thursday, January 19th. It's the Calgary Real Estate Show, and all three of us are back here. One of us may not be here next week, but we're not sure if we're going to reveal that or not. Somebody's going to be on a beach in Mexico, Jaden.
Yes, I will. I'll definitely be here with margarita in hand, a little bit of sun, some natural light instead of having to have this light in the ring light in front of me, right? So
Yeah, just be right by the pool or the ocean, and
that's right. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll try
you're
not to be in my Speedo. That's my commitment to you guys for next week.
yes. Well, that is the one thing we will draw the line at Speedos.
Good. Okay. Good to know.
Awesome. How was your week, Jaden?
Yeah, it's going great. I don't know if you guys are feeling it, but
Yeah,
January, typically speaking, it tends to be a slower month for us in the real estate industry. It's not. We have been very, very busy this month. Very, very busy last year. So we're kind of trying to find this new normal coming out of everything that happened, and I'm finding that people are realizing that you got to get a bit of a jump start on the market and prepare
yeah.
before the spring.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to hear puppy noises going in and out of the room here, so we apologize in advance for any puppy barking / noises that are going on. And now he's looking out the front window to see who he can bark at. So, with all that said, so we're going to talk about that today. You can see a definite comeback in terms of our solds. So again, when we roll that back 2 weeks, because that's typically how long it takes for those pendings to become fully sold, right? So we have an offer and then a 10-day to 2-week condition period. And then that's when it gets marked as firm sold once all the conditions are removed. So let's back the 19th up 2 weeks, and that was the 5th, right? So I think my math is right there. I'm never good at math in my head. So when we look at that, it's not surprising here that now the solds are making the comeback that they thought we would. We thought they would. Sorry. Anecdotally, though, I want to just say one thing real quick here. So I said, oops, let's take that off. So last night I said it's like deja vu all over again. Yogi Berra, the great New York Yankees manager, coined that phrase back in, I don't know when it was, but it doesn't matter. What we're seeing is multiple offers over asking. I can't speak to conditions, but I'm on obviously the Calgary Realtor Facebook page, and there are people posting this again. So what that means for you as a buyer, more specifically, this is for buyers, is we got to get your list really dialed in so that when you see what I call the cream puff house, shows well on a great street, in good condition, priced for the market, you have to take action if it reaches that 85% of your checklist, which is the other thing I talked to all of our buyers about at the beginning. So very much, oh man, we went full screen again. There we go. Okay, so when we looked at, 88% sale to new listing ratio, 43 days on market. So that's down. I believe it was 47 last week because we had a bit of a blip with our data. Only 57 price reduced. And look at the total active detached. Yes, we're up from last week, but we're still not where we were in mid-December, whether it's detached or total active amongst all the different segments. I mean, when we look at mid-December, basically almost a month ago now, we're down still significantly from that. And it's interesting when we look at the same time last year, Natalie. Just go to that slide.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. So when we look at last year, I mean, look at the total active listings. And again, this page includes pending listings. So I find this interesting. Last year, 2,628. This year, 2,488. So the question is, last year interest rates were crazy low, right, Jaden? Like, what was the interest rate last January? Do you recall off the top of your head?
We would be somewhere in that between the 1.79 to the 2% on a 5-year fix, the less than 20%, and we hit as low in the spring as kind of the 1.54, right? So
right. Mm-hmm. So you can see that the weekly sales are down a lot, but people are still actually buying homes. So why in the world are they doing that? Natalie, I'd be curious your response. Why are people still buying homes in Calgary in January when the interest rates are where they're at?
Well, they need to. for whatever
Yeah.
reason, they need more space. They are being transferred into the city. If you look at, excuse me, the net migration of people coming into Calgary in the the last quarter was crazy. So yeah, there's still people buying and wanting to be here. So
yeah, absolutely. I would add to that two things. Rental prices are
Yeah.
crazy high, right? So somebody that's looking at renting, where the conventional wisdom, I'm going to see if I can do this better this time. So as we just chat here, so the conventional wisdom in the past was, Jaden, you would take your rent, and let's say your rent was $1,500 a month, and a comparable mortgage payment was $2,000 a month, and you would take that $500 a month, put that into savings for your down payment. Well, it's not flipped, but it's so close. And sometimes the rent is higher now. So if you can get a payment gifted, so, Jaden, you can talk about that in your next segment here. Can you get a down payment gifted? Because everyone and their dog, and we've talked about this for a long time, if there is no supply or there's a lack of supply, what does that do to prices? It drives them up. It doesn't matter what the interest rates are. And as we talk about, we should be talking about it more, is you marry the house and you date the rate, right? So anyway, just thought we would just stop there and add that little kind of footnote to this whole conversation. But in any case, well, let's go to Jaden's. That's fine.
Sorry.
That's
right in there. No, we're there,
Yeah.
and so I'm absolutely on board with what you're saying, Mark. I think the dream of home ownership is always not to have to worry about your landlord selling and moving on from you as well, right?
Exactly.
So, absolutely.
And what we're seeing, and I think what people are seeing as well, is that we're at peak or near peak, right? This is about as bad as it's going to get. And I'm starting to see a lot of, like, I'm getting, as this recording is going on, I'm getting emails from my business development managers from the different lenders. Price drop, rate drop, this, that. There's a lot of, they're all getting ready for the spring market as well. They're tightening up their rates a little bit because they want to be the most competitive and first to market, right? So, that 4.59 is the best that we've seen in months. Great rate there. So and then everything else is kind of stuck where it's at. So I think you're going to see over the next month or so a lot of that, different rate promos from the lenders and things like that. And if you don't have a down payment, like you said, maybe there's early inheritance from parents. If you have parents that are sitting on a home that's fully paid off, maybe they're retired and they can't think of any way to take. We can talk about a reverse mortgage for them so that they can gift you some money for the down payment to help you with home. Like, there's all of those kinds of conversations that we can have. There are ways to get into this market today. I know it seems more expensive and it seems scary because you're looking at these big numbers, but if you can get in and make it work at these big numbers, you're going to be set up down the line. As because if you renew, let's say in 3 years, and you take that 4.99. We think likely you're going to be back to that, anywhere between 2.5% and 3.5% sweet spot where rates, generally speaking, hang out, right?
And you're going to be ahead of the game, because if prices, and everyone is expecting them to continue to go up in Calgary, you're going to be so far ahead of the game from a price point perspective. Where did you enter the market at? So let's just say you're entering the market at 500,000, 550, and now maybe that house is worth 600, 625 in 3 to 5 years from now. Like, what a huge blessing that you entered the market when you did, as long as you can afford the payments that you're currently in. All right, so let's go next slide here. And this is kind of fun, Natalie, as you're talking about stuff we could chat about today. So
I just wanted to interject something sort of fun into January.
Exactly. The dog days of January for most of us that aren't going to Mexico. All right, so let's roll through this.
All right, so we're talking random January holidays that you didn't know existed. So the first one is the National Fruitcake Toss Day. So that was actually January 3rd. It was started in a little city called Manitou Springs, Colorado, back in '96. And they had set it up. They had all these, they wanted to just find something fun to do in the middle of a month with really no holidays. So they set it up as like a shot put kind of competition. And there's 5 categories. It's based on balance, accuracy, speed, and distance by hand, and distance by slingshot.
I love it.
I love
I
that.
love it. I am not a fruitcake person, so this would have been right up my alley. Too bad we missed it this year.
Exactly. Okay, so this next one is National Vision Board Day. It's January 12th. It's a great idea. Everyone should have a vision board. Mark has one, I have one about what you want in the coming year. I sort of feel like they should actually be doing this January 2nd, considering everybody has a New Year's resolution and they probably already dropped it by January 12th, but that's okay. The next one is National Dress Up Your Pet Day, January 14th. It's for itself.
We missed this one too, but I don't know.
I know.
I'm 50-50 on this
at
one.
the beginning of the month, but the thing with this, I mean, especially when, you know, the days are shorter and it's usually colder. I mean, it's been beautiful this month here, but this is just a nice way to bring a smile to your face. The next one is, excuse me, National Have Fun at Work Day. That's January 28th. I feel like this is trying to convince people who are maybe not so happy in their employment that they can have some fun. I don't know. Depends on your.
I was gonna say, isn't this every day for us?
Yes,
like
exactly.
This is like a year-round holiday.
There are people that are not so happy, unfortunately. So maybe this will bring a bit of joy to them. This last one is my favorite, the National Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. It's also January 28th, and I sort of figure with something like this, while you're trying to have fun on Have Fun at Work Day, this will make it fun. Everybody loves squishing that bubble wrap. It doesn't matter if you're a kid or an adult. It always just brings that sort of little bit of joy. So, and that's it for today.
Awesome. That was really fun. So then wrapping up our show today, we've got the Calgary RV Expo and Sale next weekend. Woo-hoo. And make sure if you have not subscribed, so this is live on YouTube on our newly rebranded Live Play Calgary channel. So if you've not subscribed to the channel and you are an RVer or you're interested in RVing, maybe in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also that notification bell, because we're going to the BMO Center at Stampede Park next week. So that video will come out 2 weeks from today. And we're going to be touring through some RVs. We're not buying one, but in a few years from now, we may be. So we have ours now, which we love, but it's also really fun to tour all the new stuff, see what's out there. There's tons of technology that's changing with solar and lithium batteries and more ways for people to camp off the grid. So that'll be 2 weeks from today on this very YouTube channel. Also gets posted to Facebook. Then we have the Best of Banff Center Mountain Film Festival tour. That's still going on for a few days. It's the Whiskey Festival today. I'm not going, but if anyone goes, drop a comment below. What did you like? What did you not like? And then we've got the Chinese New Year Cultural Festival happening as well. So to wrap it up here, and we're going to just go full screen again. So Jaden, enjoy your time away. And, it's interesting. Maybe tell people what you do, because you work remotely, and I'm assuming you'll be available to people while you're on holidays, kind of in emergencies, things like that.
Well, absolutely. Not just emergencies, just on a day-to-day basis. So I have my cell phone is with me everywhere I go. I have the Roam As You Go plan. You guys know that last year we spent 10 weeks in Brazil, worked all the way through. And I'm just 2 hours off of Alberta time. So, the calls might be a little bit later, but I can sleep in a little bit more too, right? So the beautiful thing about what happened with COVID and everything is that I'm fully digital in every way whatsoever. My application is digital. My signing is digital. Love to meet people, but we don't have to meet face-to-face to get you a mortgage.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is truly amazing. We will be here, slugging it out. Although we can't complain. The weather's been amazing. Dropping today on the YouTube channel is our top 5 renovation ideas from the Calgary Renovation Show, which was last weekend. Coming up next week, we're actually going to do a house tour of our very own home, talk about all the renovations and updates that we've done to the home. With the idea that these might be some ideas for you as well, if you're maybe stuck in a rut for what you'd like to do to your home. So that's coming up next week. And then, of course, in 2 weeks, we'll have that RV show. And just a little plug for the YouTube channel here. Why we rebranded it is, it's not just about real estate. It's about living in Calgary, living in Alberta, things we like to do, Natalie and I. So if you haven't checked that out, go to I think it's the top of the page, how it works with YouTube, but there's an introduction video. There's tons of content there. We're going to be doing some organizing into more playlists. So if you want to just look at stuff for living, like RV and golf and all that kind of stuff that we like doing, that will be organized into playlists too. But with that, that's it for today. If you're buying a house, please, if I'm not your realtor, that's okay. I'm not everyone's realtor, but please, get in there as soon as possible. I think we're going to see a repeat of spring here, at least to some degree. And if you're selling, this is a great time. Absolutely. We're talking to many clients right now, getting their places ready. February is going to be, it's already busy. February is going to be even crazier. So reach out. We're happy to help. And we look forward to talking to you in a week. Jaden, you have a great trip, and we'll talk to everybody in 7 days.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Okay.